Today we have the privilege of meeting with an amazing man, Etienne. He is a caring businessman, a father with a big heart, and a loving husband. He and his wife Stephanie not only welcomed us into their hotel, but also into their heart. We will talk in this conversation about family, faith, Switzerland, and what it means to live with God in everyday life. And I want to ask the first question for you, Etienne. How did the idea of this hotel begin? It's so interesting to hear, because this hotel is amazing, really.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's a privilege. Yeah, it's a beautiful place and a privilege to run this place. And it's a rather long story, some aspects of it. My wife knows this place already for quite some time. She has been here as a guest for herself with groups and experienced this place. And already then felt in her heart it's a very special place with a lot of potential, where God has still a lot of plans on his heart that haven't been fulfilled yet. And after our marriage, we were trying to figure out what we're going to do together as a couple. And then we heard that this place was sold to a 5-star group. And my wife told God in prayer, so God, if you still have other plans with this place, you can make this 5-star hotel go away or withdraw from the whole thing. And that's what actually happened, that they already had made a down payment and the construction was already going on to build a completely new hotel, a completely new structure. But then from one day to another, they couldn't be reached anymore and withdrew from the whole thing. So the Blaue Kreuz, which owned this place for over 80 years, reopened the process of the sale. And then we considered, prayed about it, thought God and his guidance and wisdom, and really felt in our heart that he wanted to entrust us with this place. And and a lot of miracles happened along the way, so that it became reality that we could take over. One specific miracle was that our direct, there was someone else also bidding for this place. Actually our competition, I could say, and we couldn't offer as much as they did, but nevertheless we did get the approval finally, and the place was entrusted to us, and this was one of the confirmations we are very glad about, and one of the big miracles.
Yeah, this is wonderful. What makes this place special for you?
There's so many things. It's situated so beautifully with a view on the Lake of Thun, the mountains. I mean, it's obvious, everyone can see that. That's also the atmosphere. You can feel and sense that over at least 80 years, good Christian work, good social work have been done in this place, and a place that means a lot to many people. So it's a privilege to continue that legacy and to build on to that.
Interesting. What makes your hotel special? Interesting, yeah. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, again, I believe different things. We try to run it especially as a retreat hotel, but because we believe in our hectic times, in our noisy times, it's so important that there are places where people can rest, where people can experience a good rest, get connection to their hearts again, breathe again, take a pause, refocus their heart again, and then start back into the daily life again. So that's one of our core visions for this place, to experience that. And the place itself brings a lot to it, but we also try to incorporate ideas and programs and stuff the guests can experience that helps the guests to find these times.
Wow, this is incredible idea for a guest to feel silence, God, and inspiring. It's so beautiful. And I want to ask, can you share how do you and your wife work together in managing hotel.
How we do that?
Yeah, how
Yeah.
you do together. It's sort of interesting.
Yeah, we both share in the responsibility of the hotel running it. We manage it together. And we also have a 3-year-old boy, our beloved son, and we both share in both things, in taking care of him and also managing the hotel. And it's a huge privilege to spend so much time together. We are a great team, my wife and I. We complement one another very well, our strengths and weaknesses. And yeah, that's a privilege to do this together.
Yeah, it's good to work together. What principles guide you in family life and relationships?
We have a lot of principles. I guess one of our core principles is that we try to lead in unity. We love to express our thoughts, share our hearts very often, and try to work through this stuff together. And that's one of our core principles, that when we make a bigger decision, that we both have to have a clear yes. If one of us doesn't have a clear yes, if it's not sure, maybe not, then it's a no, or not ready yet. And that's one of our principles to focus. If we do have the inner peace, I believe that's one thing how God speaks to us. If we get that inner peace, or if there is not so sure about it, that's one of our principles. And that we seek God for His guidance. What is the next step? Where He wants us to go with His place? What He wants to do here? That we seek Him in prayer, because that's the most important thing. That His presence is around, and that He moves forward. We try to follow Him, and we try to lead from this place of unity, and also in prayer to move forward here.
What time do you prefer for work? And your wife? What schedule maybe? Yeah.
And running a place like that brings a lot of flexibility. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
On the other hand, it's like a 24/7 job. We try to have our one day off, and we try to be rather strict about that, to have our Sabbath. But on every other day, we often work in the evening, we work at the weekends, so we do not have the typical schedule. And then that has its advantages, but also some challenges.
Yeah, it's good. What have you learned about through managing this hotel? What have you learned? Maybe lessons, God maybe open it for you.
We learned a lot when we took over 6 years ago. Since then we had a steep learning curve. We learned a lot about responsibility, leading a team of almost around 20 employees. But I guess what I learned the deepest is how dependent I am. How dependent I am that God provides. That He provides for the daily and the bigger stuff. And that's a huge challenge on the one hand, because I'm very aware if He doesn't provide, it doesn't make any sense. If He doesn't perform the miracles that we need, then it doesn't make sense to move on. And that's something that we learn very deep, that we're so dependent on Him and that He provides. He always came through. He never let us down, and that sank deep into our hearts.
This is wonderful. I like that you tell a lot about God. God is all. Wow. Okay, how do you choose this stuff?
Our staff?
Yeah, you have a very nice comment.
Yeah, we have a great staff. We are very grateful. And we believe our staff members are the most valuable asset we have. They are very important to us because we believe the better the team, the better the atmosphere and the chemistry in the team, the better is work and the better is the experience for the guests. And of course we do job ads when we are looking for new employees, but most of all we pray that God sends the right people, that He puts it on their hearts. And we experienced very often that we got connection through a friend, through another connection, and then somehow only how God can do it brought new people to our team. and we are very grateful for that. And yeah, then we try to be very transparent, share our hearts in the whole process, share the vision, of course, because we're looking for people with qualifications to the best job we can, but at the same time, next to the qualifications, it's so important that it fits on the human level, you know, that the chemistry in the team fits, and that we can build a team that's strong in the core. And also we do not have just simple have jobs. We hope always and looking for people who share in the vision, also the social aspect, because the best qualifications wouldn't work if it doesn't fit on the human part and on the human level. That has to fit, and the chemistry in the team and the togetherness is very important to us. So we really look very hard in the whole process of hiring someone if there is a match between them and us, between them and the team, because the chemistry is very important.
Thank you. And then, what do you hope guests take away beyond the stay?
Please say again.
Sorry. When guests will leave this hotel, what do you hope they will feel?
There's on the house. There's a saying: "God bless His house, and everyone who's getting in and out." Something like that. In German, it's written on the house, and that's our hope and our dream for each and every guest, that everyone gets blessed. No matter if they know God or not knowing Him yet, that's not so important. We believe in creating a space, and that happens through the place, through the atmosphere, through the decorations, through the beautiful nature and stuff, but also through prayer and, most importantly, His presence, and a space that He can fill, because we believe that He knows best where each and every one of us is standing, and where each and every one of our guests is in their life, what questions they have, what longings they have, and He knows best how to meet that. So we try to create a space where they can experience, if they know Him or not so important, that there is something greater, that there is a love, that there is hope. And that's what I hope for each and every one of our guests, that they can leave strengthened, that they had a good rest, refocused, and hopefully deeply touched in their hearts.
It's amazing, Etienne. And I saw that in every room you put a Bible, yes? And in this room a lot of Christian books and other thematics. Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah, it's important to us. We are a Christian hotel.
Yeah.
At the same time, we gave ourselves a challenge. We do not want to be a Christian hotel where only Christians go. So there is not a Bible verse on every wall in the hotel, but we want to be clear about this, that this is our foundation, but we want that non-Christians also feel welcomed, also feel that they can be the way they are in their state of life. At the same time, we want to give some offers that they can take, or they don't have to, like the Bible on the nightstand. They don't have to read in there, or the good literature that we are offering here, for example.
Etienne, how do you imagine and experience God personally? It's correct. How do you imagine the God?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I believe.
And feeling.
I believe God is so much greater than we can imagine. He has so many aspects to Himself that we will never comprehend completely, but we can experience Him and get to know Him. And the most important picture for me, the most important image of God, is that He is a loving Father. That's what the Bible tells us, and that's what I experience so often in my life, that He is a loving Father who loves me, who made me, who is for me, who stands behind me completely, always is with me, and I love that about Him, that I can come to Him with everything. And that's a beautiful, beautiful image that helps me a lot to connect with Him. And my little boy, my 3-year-old boy, helped me a lot to get to know more about that, because being a father myself and having so much love in my heart for my little boy, so amazing. No matter if he has a good day or a bad day, I'll just love him with all my heart, and then try to imagine God is even greater. His love is even greater and so much more unconditional, never ending for us, and that overwhelms me. And that's a beautiful picture that helps me to relate to God, because I believe that is His heart for each and every one of us.
How inspiring. Can you share how you discover God in everyday life?
That's very important to me. That's something I try to pursue like every day, because I believe God's heart is to share our everyday life with us. He's not just with us on Sunday in church or in the morning when in my prayer time, pray a psalm or something. He loves that also, but He wants to share in the work I do. He wants to share in the family life. He wants to share everything. The downtimes when I'm not in a good mood, when I'm struggling, especially He wants to share in that. And I try to practice that actually, because He is always there with His presence, but sadly I'm very often not aware of His presence. So I try to intentionally try to pause during the day, take a moment, breathe in, breathe out, and refocus my heart and my mind upon Him, and remember God is here right now. In this very moment He's with us. And then I can feel, oh yeah, that's true, He is here. And when I turn my attention towards Him, He loves to run towards me. And that's what it means for me in the daily life. And it's something I have to practice day by day, day over day. Because my thoughts, over here, over there, oh, what happened yesterday, what's coming tomorrow, and then I try to come back, okay, right here, right now. This is the moment where God wants to meet me, where God wants to meet every one of us, and to refocus on that reality.
Can you share an answer to prayer that you will never forget?
There are many. One thing very special to me, very important to me, is how God encounters me through His Word, through the Bible. I have a lot of favorite verses in the Bible, but I especially love it when there are times in life, I remember when I felt overwhelmed, not knowing where the path is going through, not knowing how it will turn out. And then His word came up. Whether I read in it, or I remember one time my wife came with a verse and gave it to me, and I was striving very hard. It was at the beginning of our friendship, when we first got to know one another, and she came with that verse, and it really spoke to my heart. I was in a tough space and not knowing how it will develop, how it will turn out, and then she came with Psalm 62 verse 2, where it says, "From the ends of the earth I cry out to you when my heart feels overwhelmed and weary." And that's how we feel very often, or I had times in my life where I felt like that. And then it says, "I cry out to you, lead me to the rock that is higher than I, for you have been my refuge." Then reading that and then experiencing how He actually does that to my heart, that He takes me upon the rock that is higher than I can't reach that rock, and He Himself is that rock. And then experiencing how He lifts my spirit, how I get new perspective, clarity, how His peace comes in, and all through the encounter through His Word. I love that. That's one of my favorite things, when He speaks to my heart through His Word.
Yeah, I love how you say that. When our expectation clash with God's plan, what helps you to keep faith?
What helps me is, I believe God is so much greater than we are. His perspective is so much wider. He has a big picture I don't have. He is God, I'm not. And that helps me to keep that in mind, that when things do not turn out the way I was hoping for or planning for it, that nevertheless He has good thoughts over my life, good plans over my life, is with me, and at the end it will turn out good. And what helps me is to picture, again, my relationship with my son. when I tell him to tidy up his room or to go to bed, he does not always like that in the moment. He has other plans, and it did not turn out the way he wanted it. He wanted to stay up longer or do not tidy up his room. But the next day he may be grateful that he had a good night rest because he got to bed and on time. Or when he is grown up, I guess his wife, future wife, hopefully will be grateful that he learned to tidy up his room. And that helps me, since very often I just have a limited view of my life, of perspective, of the way I'm going. And when things do not turn out the way, then I know I can trust God. He has a big picture and knows the way and will lead me and has wonderful plans for me.
This is incredible. Have you seen guests at the hotel find God?
That's something we actually pray for and hope for each and every one. I remember one story. I guess a woman was at the hotel, and she was at the verge of divorcing her husband. And I just heard the story from our team member, and she told us that she came to the restaurant and nobody was saying anything to her, but just because of the atmosphere, the space we're trying to create here, God touched her heart and moved something very deeply in her heart, and she began to cry. And later on she told us that happened, and later on she also told us that they did not divorce, and they are one of our regular guests coming back now as a couple and not divorced. And that's one of the testimonies that comes to mind when I think about that.
It's amazing that in this hotel people found God. And I heard your colleague maybe in hotel told that maybe 2 weeks ago, woman in this room found God reading, I don't know, maybe Bible, maybe Christian book, and say, I will come back to God. And 20 years she lived without him and found again. It's a miracle.
It's a miracle. I love it. And that's what we hope for and try to create here, is a space where God can talk to people's hearts through literature, through the beautiful nature, through a dream. He knows best where each and every one is standing, and we just take a moment to pause and let him speak to our hearts.
Yeah. God is so amazing.
It's true.
Why did you decide to welcome our family to your hotel? Yeah.
A friend of yours, Alina, she's one of our employees. She told us about you and asked if you could stay for months. And our attitude is that we always are very open. If a need is presented to us, then we pray about it, and then we ask God, do you want us to meet that need, to respond to that? Because we are very aware we cannot respond to every need. Wherever he wants us to help, we try to help. And then we talk with team members and the whole situation, try to figure out, is it possible? And if possible, we love to help, because it's very important to us. We are so blessed, and we love to share. And then, then we got to know you and your situation and the difficulties with your status, if you can stay in Switzerland or not. And then it was obvious if it's anyhow possible to help you even further to stay longer and to try to make something happen. And that's a privilege for us. We are so fortunate to help others, and in this case to welcome you as a family. And it really touched our heart to get to know you.
We are grateful for you, and I think that it's a real example how to love God and serve for Him in real life. Thank you very much. Okay, and Etienne, I want to ask the next question about every month you organize a team lunch with your command, with your staff. Why is it important?
As we had already earlier, the togetherness, the chemistry of the team is very important to us. It's key for us, and we try to care for our communication, the way we work together. And the team lunch is one part in it, to nurture that atmosphere, that not just working together, but also sharing a meal, getting to know one another, spending time together, because we believe if that happens, there's a good connection, a healthy connection between the team members, then work itself makes even more fun. And we believe it has an impact on the atmosphere, the way we treat one another, how we communicate with one another, is one aspect of the atmosphere that the guests experience. And it's not just the nature, it's not just the house, it's not just a room, but especially the way we walk through these aisles. And that's what we try to nurture and try to keep an eye on, and try to talk with every team member over and over again. How's your heart doing? How you're feeling? Is this something we need to work on? Things like that. And that's one aspect of it.
It's a wise managing with a big heart. I want to ask you, do you manage to combine managing, maybe it will be better to say, how do you manage a business with serving people?
For us, it was very clear when we take on that adventure of leading a hotel that the social aspect had to be a part of it. That was very clear for us from the beginning, and we love to bring both together. We love to do great business because we believe that itself is a testimony. When we receive inspiration for good business from God, and when it flourishes, it's giving Him honor and glory. At the same time, bringing the social aspect into it, because we believe that is His heart, and we try to follow Him in that, to bring both together and make that both a reality.
What do you value most in people?
People in general?
Yeah, in general, yeah.
Our value in people, they're different to me, because I'm very aware that I need others who help me. I'm very aware of my weaknesses, and that I need others to work together as a team, because I believe we all have our strengths, our weaknesses. I need others to complement me, and that's what I value in others, that when we work together as a team, we can reach much more and can go much further than doing it on our own.
Interesting. Maybe better, what does your perfect morning look like?
A perfect morning?
Yeah.
My perfect morning looks like being the first one getting up, having some space, some time for myself, and then first and most important thing is spending time in God's presence. I try to have a special place at home where I try to spend time in contemplative prayer, just being in His presence, letting Him love me through His words, just being with Him and holding my heart into His presence. And from that point, afterwards a good cup of coffee, and then being ready before my son comes up, and then having a moment with him. And then, a family brunch or family breakfast is what we love to do. The three of us having time together, having a good breakfast, enjoying our fellowship and the good food. That's what a perfect morning looks like for me.
When is the best time for your soul?
Because right here, right now, I believe that's the time where God is, where He wants to meet me. And the best thing for my soul is that my soul is in His presence, that my soul is in the place where I can receive His love, His view over me, His ideas, His thoughts over my heart, over my soul. I think that's the best place, best time.
How did you come back to this perfect feeling of soul?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What I try to practice is to be very honest with God. I believe He does not want me in my perfect state or have to be someone holy or something, but He loves when I'm honest with Him, when I share my heart with Him, when I share my fears, my being overwhelmed, my struggles, because I believe this is a place where He wants to meet me. And I experience that over and over again when I honestly share my heart, starting to realize what's going on in my heart and hold it into His presence, and He loves to meet me there. And that restores my heart, of course.
How lovely that God always waits us, and it's amazing. We just check my notice, but I will check you. Okay. How do you spend your holiday?
How do we spend our holidays? We live in Switzerland, the most beautiful country on the earth. So we love to not go far away because it's so beautiful around here. We love to discover new places. And for me, most important is to spend time as a family. I don't care so much if it is here or there. Of course, we love beautiful places. And for me, the most important thing to have the time together.
I agree with you that Switzerland is the most beautiful country, and I want to know, can you share what do you appreciate in Swiss culture?
What I appreciate about Swiss culture? Of course, my beautiful wife, she is Swiss culture at its best. I love her so much, and yes, Swiss culture is very special. I appreciate their sense of excellence, pursuing excellence, paying attention to detail, and trying to do the best work they can do. For me, a good picture is Roger Federer, the former tennis player, number one tennis player. Do you know him? He was one of the best tennis players ever. And he is, for me, a great picture because very talented, hardworking, pursuing excellence, and at the same time being very humble and also having some understatement and being a gentleman. I believe that is something I love about Swiss culture. They have a great sense of identity. They know who they are and they're proud of it. At the same time, they have a great way of understatement, not boasting about it.
I want to know, it's interesting for me, why do you think Swiss people have such good teeth? Because I have heard the next information that it's about 90% of Swiss people don't have cavities.
Really?
And children have healthy teeth. It's amazing. What is secret?
It's a good question. I'm not sure if I can answer it. Maybe the milk. I'm not sure. And the good cheese, and that they're aware to take care of it. But yeah, it's a good question. But I don't know how that is.
Maybe I thought that maybe it depends on alpine waters. Maybe.
Maybe I think it all plays a role. We also have a very good health system over here, where we have good doctors, and that helps, of course.
This is good. It's perfect. In your opinion, what is the secret of Swiss balance between work and family life? Or family time?
I believe one part of that secret is that the roots of Swiss culture are Christian roots. On our flag we have the cross, and the roots are Christian. It's not so obvious anymore, but I believe it's still there, the core is still there, and in Christian culture the family is very important, and it plays together, and it's not work or family, but it's one big thing, where in life family has its role, work has its role. And when it comes together and it's not a duality between the two, I believe that's one part of it, that these are our roots here in Switzerland, and we have to value the roots of good family life, holding together, and that helps to get a good balance.
I think, on my opinion, God is enjoying Swiss people. And the last sentences will be about what do you like to say to Ukrainians who are returning home or feeling weary from the war.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
It's a tough one because I don't really feel in the position to say anything about that. For me, living in beautiful, safe Switzerland, I don't feel qualified to say anything about that because I don't know what it means when in my home country is a war going on and it's under attack. So it's not easy to answer, but my hope and my prayer is, and I pray for that regularly, that God will perform a miracle and to end this horrible war, because I believe nothing is impossible for him. And that's what I pray for. And at the same time, I pray that every Ukrainian can experience the reality that God is with them, going through this tough time, going through the pain, through the loss, through the overwhelming feeling and weariness and all that, because I believe that's what he promised us. He did not promise us that it's always going to be fine and that we never face hardship. That's not what he promised us, but he promised us that he will never leave us alone. He will go with us through this. And that's my prayer for your country, for your people, for each and every one of Ukrainians, that they can experience that reality, what Psalm 23 promises in its very core and its heart, that even though I go through the valley of shadow of death, and that's, I believe, some of the reality in Ukraine, I'm with you. You don't have to be afraid because I'm with you. And that's my prayer, that each and everyone can experience that reality, that his staff and his rod comforts you. I can't do that. Also, I would love to, but he is with you going through this and will never leave you. And at the end, we can't fall deeper than into his hands. And in the end, nothing can separate us from his love. And that's my hope and my prayer for your people.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Etienne, for this blessed and pleasure conversation. We are really excited to see your story. And I want to say that we are deeply grateful for your kindness, openness, and that you show how faith and business can come together. It was so interesting, and we hope that many people will be inspired by your words. Thank you very much.
Thanks for having me.